Welcome to Iraqi Dinar Updates, your trusted source for the latest news, insights, and analysis on the Iraqi dinar. Stay informed, stay ahead. During Donald Trump's time in office, one of the key focuses in the Middle East, particularly Iraq, was security and stability, and many believe this was closely tied to economic interests, especially regarding the Iraqi dinar. Trump's approach toward Iran was decisive and aggressive. He took swift action to limit Iranian influence in the region. This directly affected Iraq, a country that had long been caught between the pull of Iranian influence and Western pressure. The removal or containment of Iran's grip on Iraq changed the dynamics rapidly. In the eyes of many observers, this sudden change brought about a period of security that was previously hard to imagine in the region. People who follow this closely argue that Trump's motivation wasn't only geopolitical, but also economic. There is a belief that Iraq was on the verge of revaluing its currency, and this could only happen in a stable environment. Trump's pressure on Iran and his administration's influence in Iraq cleared the path for such an economic move. According to this perspective, Trump understood that in order for the United States to benefit from its long and costly involvement in Iraq, a revaluation of the Iraqi dinar was necessary. He wanted the country to not only recover from war and foreign control, but also to stand on its own economic feet, preferably in a way that would allow the U.S. to recoup its investments. There was a broader belief that Trump didn't want endless wars with no return. If American lives were sacrificed and billions were spent, there had to be something to gain. Iraq, with its oil wealth and potential economic reform, offered that opportunity. By helping to remove the threat of Iranian-backed militias and influence, Trump allowed Iraq a chance at sovereignty and internal stability. With that came the opportunity for Iraq to make independent decisions about its economy, something that was previously hindered by corruption, fear, and external interference. The removal of Iran's influence, or at least the sharp reduction of it, lifted a shadow that had long loomed over Iraq's political and financial systems. In this new atmosphere, many believe that Iraq was ready to transition to a stronger monetary policy, possibly including a change in the exchange rate of the dinar. This is where speculation about dinar revaluation gained momentum. Some believe that individuals and institutions quietly accumulated large reserves of dinars in anticipation of such a move, seeing it as a once-in-a-generation economic shift. There was a sense that Trump's administration knew this, and may have even encouraged it behind the scenes. The fear that conflict with Iran would spill into Iraq was high, especially during military escalations. But during Trump's tenure, despite some intense moments including drone strikes and retaliatory attacks, that fear never materialized into prolonged warfare. The restraint shown, combined with strategic strikes, kept the situation controlled. Many interpreted this as part of a larger plan to avoid disruptions that could derail Iraq's path toward monetary reform. Under Trump, the military acted quickly and decisively, but with a clear understanding of the economic consequences of destabilizing Iraq further. There is also the belief that Trump's administration saw the broader financial implications of a stable Iraq, not just for Iraqis, but for international investors and governments holding dinars. If Iraq succeeded in revaluing its currency, it would represent not only a symbolic victory for American foreign policy, but a literal return on investment. The idea was simple: a stronger, more stable Iraq could repay its debts, reopen its markets, and become a regional economic power. That potential was something Trump seemed unwilling to let slip through chaos or indecision. Supporters of this view see Trump's actions as part of a deliberate and layered strategy: reduce Iran's influence, stabilize Iraq, and create the conditions necessary for a currency shift that could benefit those holding dinars, including the U.S. Treasury. This wasn't about impulsive decisions or reckless military action. It was about long-term planning and creating leverage. The fear and uncertainty that usually accompanies Middle Eastern conflicts appeared to be replaced by a strange calm during this time, a calm that many took as a sign of preparation for something big behind the scenes. So when you look back at that period, It's not just about geopolitics or military operations. It's about how those elements were used as tools to enable economic transformation. And while public attention was often focused on headline-grabbing events, those watching Iraq closely believed a quieter revolution was taking place. With the removal of external threats and the rise of internal control, Iraq had an opportunity to make a bold economic move via, and Trump, it seemed, wanted to make sure that when that happened, America was in a position to benefit. This view, though speculative, remains deeply held by many who follow the dinar closely. They see the connection between security, policy, and currency reform as not just a possibility, but the very reason behind key decisions made during that time. Thanks for watching Iraqi Dinar Updates. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a beat on Iraq's financial future. See you in the next update.